Everyone's got an excuse. What's yours? Terry Crews shit, man. Old Spice! Ah. Biceps! I love Terry Crews, it's so funny. What's up, YouTube? That's not my intro. My intro is how you doing, YouTube? Because I'm from the South, but I was raised by Northerners, so I say how you doing. Kind of like Joe Pesci, but I'm taller. Not by much, though. I digress. How you doing, YouTube? This is Will from Will Development. This is my 33rd weekly update. I'm trying to make it quick. I just recorded it already, but I've realized if I record a video twice, the second time I do it faster. And I'm thinking people are not watching my shit because it's like 10-15 minutes long a piece. Understand, 100%, I have the same exact mentality. So, I'll jump right into it. Weight this week has been averaging 176, which is great. Feeling good, feeling strong. Feeling good, feeling cuts, you know, the Hodge twins, styrations. Get them coming up. Getting them shoulders coming up too. Been working them like a motherfucker, just trying to get them to come up. Because they're a weak spot on me. They're broad, but they're not rounded like I want. I want those cannonball shoulders. Body fat, I'm at 11%. That's actually 1% up, but if you'll notice, I actually look, I look pretty damn good, you know, for 11%. That's, you know, that's what 11% looks like on my body, apparently. So, I ain't bitching. I'll take it. The numbers are what they are. And I promised a long time ago I wouldn't lie about this kind of shit. Workouts this week, as you'll recall, I switched everything up to a push-pull legs style workout, but I do legs, then push-pull. One thing I do want to mention about that is if you want to follow that kind of routine the way I like to do it, because I don't believe in, if somebody hands me a workout from like men's any of those websites, you know, all the mainstream websites or even some of the offbeat ones, I always adapt it to my own needs and my own capabilities. You know, if they have dips, I don't have a way to do dips. So I'll figure out some other exercise that's the same motion. You know what I mean? I'll take dumbbells because I don't have one of those square bars. I'll take dumbbells and I'll do like that on a bench, which is basically the same motion as a skull crusher. Or I'll do skull crushers. Anyway, there's a lot of push-pull leg ones out there, but the main point I'm doing it for is to gain strength while also doing my bodybuilding too, because what I was doing originally is my big four. I would basically have a week of rest in between and form would suffer. Let's put it to you that way. So in order to keep form, what I'm doing now is day one, I'll do legs, because I always like to do legs first thing, and I like to do my heavy legs days first, because I'm coming right off the weekend, usually off a slight carbo load, so I'm feeling good, I'm feeling strong, and I treat my power days, where I do like 10 sets or 3 sets at like 80 to 90% 1 rep max, I treat those days like any good power lifter would. And that's along the lines of learn all the techniques, learn exactly how you're supposed to do it, but when it comes time to pick up that weight, just fucking pick it up and do it. And I treat it like that. Form, I'm not all that concerned with it. I don't want to fuck my shit up. But, you know, I'm doing a weight that is a bitch to just do 2 with, so I gotta fucking do it fast, do it strong. There's no time to sit there and think, is my back straight or my shoulders back? That sort of thing. There's no time to think, am I keeping my knees totally out? You know, all that shit as I'm coming up. Am I squeezing my glutes real good at the top part of the squat? None of that shit. I don't think about it, any of that shit. All I'm thinking about is get your ass down, get the weight back up, or die under it. Now, my second days that I do these kinds of things, I treat it like a bodybuilding routine. And it's usually about 2 to 3 days later, which is nice. I'll squat, and I'll do 4 sets, 8 to 12, with, you know, 50 to 70% 1 rep max. and I'll do 8 to 12 reps, but I am focusing strictly on form. I want that ass to touch my heels, you know? I want to pause at the bottom of every exercise. When I'm doing a bench, I'll pause for 2 seconds and come back up. Real strong, you know? Down, back up. Pausing, 2 seconds, resting. Really mind-muscle connections, really focusing on form. And what that's going to do is it's going to keep me from getting fucked up, because that's what was happening in my old routine. I was trying to do too much in short amount of time, and it just wasn't working out. And I was starting to get fatigued too much, blah, 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 blah. The bottom line is, I'm focusing more on form on the second days, more on strength than the day ones. And I'm also doing a lot more in my warm-up routine. I'm doing a lot more foam rolling, really opening up my thoracic spine. Every single day I'm doing the same type of warm-up routine, depending on what's tighter that day. Like yesterday, my legs were tighter than my arms were, so I spent 5 extra minutes doing some extra leg stretches, doing some extra foam rolling sessions on my legs specifically and lower body, because they needed it. The day before that, my arms were tighter, so I spent a little more time doing the arms and making sure my posture stays good. Because the better my posture is, the easier it'll be to conform to the proper forms of these exercises. My main point is, it's all about consistency, but it's also about changing it up. You've got to be consistent, random. Consistently random. Consistently random. That's what life is, man. It's a giant hypocrite fest. Or not hypocrite. Dynamic. It's just dynamic. It's always changing. And because it's always changing, it's constant. It's constantly changing. And if you're not constantly changing, and I mean I'm constantly changing throughout the week. I'm going from true hardcore powerlifting style, you know, 10 sets, 15 sets, 1 rep. And then the next week I'll start off with 3 sets of, you know, and I'll go 10, 5, 2, you know, like a starting strength sort of thing. And then I'll do bodybuilding 2 days later. Or I'll do the other powerlifting style. If you're not constantly changing, then what's your excuse?